Hello, we're back again. Can't keep a good thing down here.
Yeah.
We are Geeks Assembled, and this week we are going to be talking about a sequel. We've discussed the first movie in this franchise a few months back, and this is the second one. This is Kingsman: The Golden Circle, which was released in 2017. The original cast return and are joined by some other familiar faces in a plot to, well, we'll get to that as we go along, shall we? Susan, opening thoughts, Golden Circle.
Um, well, this is the Golden Circle is Julia Moore's like little drug trafficking enterprise,
Hmm.
and the Kingsman experience a breakdown when one of their old recruits who didn't quite make it destroys everybody who works there. It's like it's very much a Bond movie kind of beginning. Like they start off with everybody, all the agents, the whole Knights of the Round Table, basically getting out. Everybody but Merlin and Galahad, and then you find out later Galahad, the original, is in the United States, still alive, surprisingly, and having sort of profound amnesia. Anyway, I enjoyed this a lot. I'm gonna let Alex say something about it, because Alex is. What are your opening thoughts about?
I do really, I did remember hearing about it or seeing it as a comic book. I didn't know if they were going to be able to have it as a movie series, and it is pretty good. And it's sort of, it is sort of in the James Bond vein universe, sort of. If you think about it, the kills are pretty gruesome. It's just that they cover it up with a lot more art or whatever. Of course, the other issue is that we don't really know how old Exit is. And the other problem is, unless you're really going to make it into a full-fledged series, I don't know how many more places they could go unless they can pull everything from the comics. And the other problem is, the more you do it, then the more it be compared to Bourne or to James Bond and some of the novelty, and sort of like the Avengers too. If you do it too much, then the humor gets harder and harder to see. Even though I love the Avengers, so it's sort of like sort of in between James Bond and the British Avengers.
Yeah,
they, according to what I'm seeing on the notes, the producer wants to do one more movie before they're too old to be in the series, and I guess he also had
Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah, he had a help with making the Kick-Ass series, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But at the same point, it's kind of gross. But the other problem is, again, if you're going to die, both of those movies, you could die in 10 seconds. So, you're going to be a little bit gross anyway. And then there's supposed to be like a third or fourth series that he wants to do. The problem is the studios don't seem to be encouraging him. The last two movies, Argyle and The King's Man, which was before. Argyle was interesting, but there was a couple of points in the story that I really didn't like, especially that damage your heart but you don't die canal or vein, whatever they were doing.
I don't know. I've never seen the film.
Oh yeah, there's a what do you say? It's a huge plot point, but the problem is they say like there's a vein or an artery next to the heart or near the heart that you could damage for like 10 seconds to 20 minutes, but still have the heart pump. And I kind of went, I don't know about that one. And then the fact that they did it with 3 characters, so it's kind of like,
But
I don't understand.
That's like the thing with the drowning and the
little bit, but
the
but the heart,
drowning-
but the heart you need. Though,
But
so
but
that's
but
what
you,
it's
the breath you need too.
Yeah,
And
so,
the Kingsman, like the two,
but
like
I mean,
the two Galahads are just constantly underwater
yeah,
breathing.
and it was interesting that they had more people in Argyle, and it was interesting that there was a woman as the focal point instead of guys. But then the other problem was they complicated it even more, and I can't say any more without giving the movie away.
Okay.
So it's not horrible, but it's not as good as Kingsman. So I don't know how they want to continue Kingsman, have the Argyle universe, which is connected to Kingsman,
Oh,
and it's a woman. Then bring back Kick-Ass. Then also bring back the King's Man, the older prequels, but then have it be about Hitler. So I'm kind of like, this is ambitious, but I don't know. And even TV shows cost millions of dollars now. So I don't know how he's going to get the funding and the approval and the studio, any studio to back this. When how many people are going to want to watch a fictional thing about Hitler and Kick-Ass, which is already controversial as it was? Just like the Kingsman, it had a bit of novelty to it. But now what? We're talking about a series that is what, 10, 15 years old now?
mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, it works with the horror movies and some sci-fi, but I don't know.
But Matthew Vaughn is he's done a lot of these different kinds of things.
Yeah.
So I mean, he doesn't have to create all the same universe.
Well, no, but that's what the notes are. So unless he invents something else, plus the other issue is a lot of the people that were even in Kick-Ass are now 20 years older. So even the what's her name, the little girl, is now full-fledged adult. So I don't know if she was a hit girl. Hit girl, I think it was.
Yeah, but
that's
that attached to the Kingsman? I don't think so.
No, it's not.
No. See, the one thing that is attached to the Kingsman that you said you read in the notes was the Argyle movie, and
same universe, yeah.
And that's the same universe.
But like I said, he wants to do a prequel with Hitler, which I don't know. I don't know how many audiences are going to be watching that. So while I like the two of them, and it is funny, the other problem is I don't know if he's suffering from it's being too modern. So I don't know. I mean, if they made a third movie, what could they make it about? Politics? I mean, what's left that will give you a wealth of? I mean, you can't do the internet because in a way, in that universe, the internet isn't as big. So I'm not quite sure what he would even make the sequel about because.
Well, I mean, just give him a mulligan on this because there's plenty more things to talk about. The interesting thing was that this one had sort of like, I think it was just like completely focused on Americana in this one. Unlike the first movie that we reviewed, which was all about the British culture, 100%. This one was all about Kentucky culture, and and then the American drug culture.
Well, I mean, let me ask Lee something. Lee, is it big in England to talk about spies, or is that died out? Because I know it It was made in the 60s. Still had some of it in the 70s.
Is it big in England about spies? We created spies. James Bond, 007, Smiley.
Well, but that's the other issue too, is that while Smiley technically is dead, unless there's a book series about him, I don't know about. I know James Bond has had books written about him forever, but the problem is the movie series is now owned by Amazon. They already floated some ideas of what series they wanted to do, and that didn't go anywhere. So I mean, the other problem is I don't know how British it's going to be unless Amazon knows.
Okay, but this is just
people they're gonna bring in.
you got the first one that was British, focused on British culture.
Yeah.
This one's focused on American culture. Kingsman was focused on royalty culture. And this one it seems like it's totally focused on Kentucky and whiskey and stuff like that. And again, drowning Galahad a couple times.
Well, as you mentioned, those, Susan, as well, 50s Americana as well.
Yeah.
Which us Brits over here is what we used to see in the cinema, was the Americana stuff, the the old-fashioned diners, and this is what we used to see back in the day. So
I mean, you're right, and those diners showed up in Doctor Who a couple times. It became the Shield or his TARDIS, actually.
But the movie as for a sequel works so well, to be honest. As you've mentioned, that the Kingsman, the British Kingsman, has been depleted, and they have to go across to the States to find the Statesman. Where we found Channing Tatum and Jeff Bridges.
Mm-hmm.
Great casting. Bridges as the boss of that side of the pond. I don't want Halle Berry as well.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to see Halle Berry in movies these days.
Yeah, that's another thing that we mentioned about the fact that she was in a James Bond movie, and they did want to spin off, but she never got it. And she also was in a John Wick movie, but she didn't seem to get a spin off. But then the Cuban American actress that was in No Time to Die, in that James Bond movie, she got a spin off as the ballerina. So it's very weird how it's connected, but the spin offs are a lot different than you think. Of course, it's probably not the same character, but it is strange how they're both in the James Bond and John Wick universes.
Yeah.
And that's the other problem too, is that people love the John Wick universe now, but then you had the Bourne Identity, 15 years ago? So that's another question of, can the studios keep saying, okay, we're going to keep exploiting these, universes or franchises, but then somehow keep doing more than 4 movies, and we know we have prequels and reboots and other. They can do it with the horror movies with very little financial loss, but that's not the same thing with the Spy, and I don't think they're bringing back the Bourne Identity after 5 movies.
But we are talking movies here. They can do whatever they like. Well,
yeah, but again, though, it doesn't automatically mean that everybody's going to, watch it. Plus, we know, like I said, they did talk up for a year about giving Halle Berry in the James Bond universe her own series, and then they talked about that for a year and a half, and they canceled.
But
plus in that time lead, there's been another girl who has a very similar name who then gets people confused as well. Unfortunately, so it's not the same person, but it looks and sounds like the same person. If you didn't know who the two actresses were, or actors, because they don't really say actresses anymore, you get very confused. I mean, Halle Berry is what? She must be in her 50s by now because she's been around. She was originally a soap opera actress.
Yeah.
Not bad, of course. A lot of people get their start in that, but so was David Hasselhoff. But
I think we're going off on a tangent here.
I know, no. But what I'm saying is, people forget that you may be able to bring back a property. That's one thing, but the audience for that or how popular it may be, you can't always tell.
Well,
okay, but Halle Berry in this playing someone who is striving to break the glass ceiling in rural Kentucky. I mean, that's Burley, because she's, first of all, she's a person of color. Second of all, she's a woman, and the whole idea that's going around even right now is that folks in these sort of repressed states like Kentucky, it may make really good whiskey or bourbon or whatever, but they are backwards as hell, and so she's.
I also did like the way her character mirrored Merlin.
Yeah,
she was the American counterpart of him.
Yeah, exactly.
So they were sat together on screen, and they just both like mirrored each other. And but as you've said, Susan, it's a high octane movie, action. As you said, it's a sort of like a Bond-esque action, which everybody sort of loves.
Yeah, I really like the energy of the fight scenes, especially with the robot dogs. And I like the energy of the fight scenes with
Elton John.
With Elton John. Yeah, Wednesday night's all right for fighting. That was hilarious.
High kicks in platform boots.
Yeah, and then Tequila with his lasso. That was great, especially when it got electrified. I mean, that was such a nod to Wonder Woman.
Yeah, well, I think you mean whiskey. Tequila was Channing.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was
Pedro was whiskey.
Yeah, right.
And I'll tell you something. In certain scenes in this movie, Pedro Pascal, he was channeling Burt Reynolds.
Oh yeah.
With the hat, the glasses, certain scenes. I thought, wow. Has anybody thought of doing the Smoking the Bandit again?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, that did remind me of Burton, because most people forget that Burt Reynolds was an action star as well as a comedy star.
Yeah.
He got famous with Smokey and the Bandit, but that was also the working back then. That was the Dukes of Hazzard kind of universe. But people forget he was an actor well before that.
Oh yeah.
And he did have a lot of what was the name of that movie? He had like 5 movies where he almost was like almost a Clint Eastwood type without the gun.
Yeah.
People forget. And then of course he did very well in Boogie Nights, but he soon died afterwards. So he got big again from that movie, but then he died afterwards. But I just read on Wikipedia. I guess they are trying to bring back a TV version of the Bourne series, so that might come back.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing, is that right TV shows now are worth millions of dollars, whereas when we all were growing up, it was
less expensive TV shows, more expensive movies.
well, you're right, but I mean, you had You had Battlestar Galactica. The original was very expensive.
But the thing that one of the things that was really interesting was that one of the actresses that was in this thing was the one at Glastonbury, the one who, they did the whole mucous membrane thing.
Oh, her.
Yeah.
First of all, like Alex was talking about that to a certain extent last night, but then there was also the fact that the actress's name was Poppy, and then the character was whatever at the like Barfly or something, and then there was like the whole evil character's name was Poppy. So I mean, like, what were they naming the evil character after this actress who didn't even get as many lines in this movie? I mean, like I had a really big question about that whole thing.
Well, the other thing,
and then why did she, who was super sexy, end up like, getting the sex scene, and Julia Moore, who actually has done quite a few, in her career, why did she get one?
Well, they said that they had to cut a lot from the movie.
But they named. Did they name the baddie after the actress who would get the sex scene? I don't know either. Like
no,
that.
But there's also they could have done that whole scene in a different way too.
And what were we saying about mucous membrane?
Yeah, I mean, there's ears, nose, mouth, stomach, genitals. There's a lot of places. So I think that's the other issue too, is that
So they could have put the disc on.
Yeah, she could have ate it.
On the yeah. They just needed. See, that's what I think, is that they wanted her in this movie, and they wanted her to do this sexy, and then they wanted it so bad that they named the evil character after her. I don't know. I mean, like that.
Well, like
that is something to look into.
I mean, the spy thing's always been a little bit naughty, even with Michael.
Well, this mucous membrane thing, it had to be hidden. As he said, you want me to stick my finger up her nose? He went, no.
Uh-huh.
It had to be hidden. So it'd be a bit odd in it if you started sticking his finger in her ear or up her nose. And
all right, true.
The other way was there was a spy sex scene.
Yeah, right. Okay, but the actress's name was Poppy, and that was crazy. Like probably did 11, yeah.
But yeah, as you said, you got everything in this. You had a mountaintop hideaway.
The tram that turns into a tilt-a-whirl or whatever.
Yeah, great. The way it was all, the fight scenes and all like that, choreographed. Camera slowed down, and I love the way that's done. But to me, it was a great sequel to the first one. And if say we had, who else was in it? Emily Watson was in it as well as chief of
Vice
staff,
president, or the Secretary of State or something.
Chief of staff,
and she was.
And what do we get at the end of it? The president is impeached. If only, yeah.
If only.
and with handcuffs on, which we know.
Come on, that was so good.
Well, no, but I mean, again, remember that. What year was this again that this movie was made?
Oh, God.
2017. 2017 it was.
Okay, I was just as you know who was beginning.
Huh?
So,
But
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah. I mean, unfortunately,
it was,
America has too much respect for presidents to have
a few nods to the first movie as well. So a few nods to the first movie as well with manners maketh man.
Yeah. And then
Scenes.
the attempt that the gal shut down the bar. Fight.
Ready to fight.
Well,
Umbrella.
that was another thing that they really did that sort of in the super fast video, Las Vegas and other type of TV shows in the early 2000s. You know that as fast as light or as fast as the internet or whatever, where they kind of show you that super effects that
Are you talking
only
about
last
like
for a minute.
Matrix?
Yeah, well, almost a minute, but the same idea. But the other question was the other stunt that they did about the wrapping, and then you shoot the gel to help the brain,
And the arm, the Charlie and his robotic arm.
So
It was
Bond.
like the hand that
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I say, and that's for Elton John to crop up in this of all movies. Was it? He was doing his tantrum, wasn't he, in his room? Get out of my room! Get out of my room! Who'd expect Elton John to...
And Elton John being naughty, Elton John doing drugs kind of thing, Elton John being persuasive, Elton John in the same movie with Taron Egerton, who played him in the very next thing that he ever did is he played him on Rocket Man. I mean, that was fun.
Did Rocket Man come before this, or was it after this?
I don't know. Just let me see.
Because one of them must have taught one of each other to be in it.
It was the Rocket Man was after this.
Yeah, it was 2 years after.
Yeah, just like right after this one.
Yeah.
And all the Swedish royalty things, like instead of using the British royal family, who at that point was just like ho hum. The only ones who really get a rise out of them are Bond, and Monty Penny and Hugh. So they had to choose a different royal family. So why not Sweden?
Mm. Yeah. Well, say the princess was in the first movie, wasn't she?
Yeah. Said if you save the world, you get butt sex.
Yeah. But also as well the mincing machine scenes.
Oh my gosh.
The first one with the scene in it with where they put Keith Allen in it. I mean, Keith Allen is I don't know if you know, but he's a well-known comedy actor over here.
Yeah.
Also the father of Lily Allen, the singer.
Yeah.
but to get him minced up into minced meat and made into a burger, and then she's making the guy eat the burger.
Oh my gosh, I know. And then the burger is like there's all these the bits of clothing on one bit, and like then there's all the meat and stuff on the other bit. I just thought that was amazing.
I mean, it did make me laugh with the bulletproof umbrella though.
Yeah.
Just if you're the bad guys and they've got the good guys have got a bulletproof umbrella as a shield, shoot the legs. Because he was holding up here, wasn't it? The legs were.
I know.
The legs was in plain sight. Just shoot the
Well,
legs.
that's why they needed the briefcase.
Yeah.
Part is like the shield that almost looked like a person.
Mm. But a pretty damn good movie. I mean, we did have death of poor dogs and.
I know. I heard in one of the things that I watched about it that the audiences were like, "Oh," like they actually felt empathy for the robot dogs.
I'm also about Eggs's dog. What got killed in the explosion?
Yeah.
And his friend as well. Also about Michael Gambon as well.
Yeah, and then the little dog that they used to reconnect the older Galahad back
Mr.
to his
Mr.
past
Pickles.
memories.
Mr. Pickles.
Oh.
But all in all, I enjoyed it. You had high action and comedy, and it was well worth the watch.
And the other thing that was so amazing was Mark Strong.
He is one of the best British supporting actors ever. You'll be we won't be surprised, but if people watching this will be surprised at how many movies they've sat down and watched, and he's been in it.
And he's been like the turning point, the still point, and the turning, and he's just been like, I know we talked a little bit about Halle Berry, but her counterpart in this was Merlin.
Yeah.
And Mark Strong really, he ate up scenery. He did his character did the noble sacrifice.
Yeah.
And these are things that you get listening to how great an actor he is. That's it.
Remember seeing in the video that they were supposed to be romantic. They were supposed to be more than work buddies, and they cut it out of the film.
Yeah, there's that too. There was supposed to be romantic.
Yeah. I mean, he's played villains, he's played heroes, he's played gangsters, he's played good guys.
Kick-Ass as well, or am I wrong?
Yeah.
Or was that Shazam and Kick-Ass?
Yeah, he's been in like everything.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anything else?
Well, I mean, hopefully they do something with. I mean, he has a universe, but the question is, like I said, the last two movies didn't do too good, so I don't know if he.
What do you mean too good?
The Kingsman prequel and the Argyle didn't do too good. So.
Do you mean like didn't make their money back?
No, but I'm saying they weren't like as big as the Kingsman.
Okay.
The original Kingsman did very well and was novel. Yeah. And then the sequel was not as popular but made its money back and had a point. The problem is even the other famous TV shows that we know, Andor cut itself short when it could have done another 2 years. And then the fact with social media and everything like that, technically you could also build a convention off of social media, but you could also hurt yourself as well. And even the people from South Park have admitted that they're a little bit worried that the world is moving and the internet is moving so fast that, you know, they may get played out if they're unlucky. You know?
But a good movie will always be appreciated.
No,
I hope.
No, we appreciate. No, but I'm saying most
And
of these movies when they were
this guy, the creator, Matthew Vaughn, you know, he's a really creative fellow, and so like I think that he's gonna be able to hold on to some of these great ideas and create some more amazing stuff. And what's interesting about this weekend is that we're actually reviewing two things that come from sort of a comic book kind of graphic novel type deal. Like apparently this was the Kingsman was a thing much like what's it called, Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
Like you mean the comic?
Yeah, like this was a comic book written by
that was
an independent comic book, not a DC or Marvel
that was
property. But anyway, it was written by like Mark Miller and Dave Gibbons.
Yeah, but
it was called the Secret Service. So it was its own thing. And
okay, well, but Cloak and Dagger was in the 80s. I was a fan of that as well.
Right, but
and it was made into a TV show 5 or 10 years ago, and I had that on demand.
But the response, our response this week has been to cover a couple of like comic book graphic novel type deals.
Right.
Yeah.
So we know from Marvel.
No, this is not
DC.
This isn't Marvel and DC.
No, I know, but we know that comic books are big now. Whereas in the 70s, most of the people that were making it was CBS, and that's why they canceled it back then, because they didn't want to be known as the comic network.
Yeah. Yep.
So, that's the other problem is that, even in the 90s where we had internet, sites and all that had their version of the Fantastic Four and other things like that.
Sure.
As we know, things get very popular for 10, 15 years and they usually, start dying out or they need to be arrested, as we know from possibly Doctor Who and other properties. That it's popular for a while, and they make some money, but are they able to, be around for more than 15 years?
Okay.
Mostly not. So.
Well, we're just hoping that this one comes back because, but it's going to be hard to replace Mark Strong Merlin. It just will be really hard because he was fantastic.
They'll probably have Halle Berry there.
Yeah. Yeah,
so anything else before?
That's pretty much everything
Final say
from me, and we can do our final say and score if you unless you have something to finish this.
Yep. No, it's over to you. Final say and score then.
Okay, Alex.
Like I said, like I've said, I wonder if he's going to be able to keep going. It does seem very time related and novel related, and is the audience going to stick around? Like I said, studios aren't saying that they're endorsing any more stuff that he's doing. So I don't know if he's going to have to, shop around for a streaming service.
What do you?
I mean, I do like the first two movies.
What would you rate? What would you rate Golden Circle?
I'd give it an 8. I'd give it an 8. I'd give the Secret Service 9. but that's also because I'm a spy fan. Not everybody's a spy fan.
Right.
We did find out that they might be bringing back Bourne, so maybe there is still life in the spy genre, even in America.
Yeah.
That's
possible.
Even in America, but still be there. But like I said, Argyle and the Kingsman didn't do that well. They're not bad. They're not bad movies, but they didn't do as well. So that's the other question that we were just talking about, that between social media and the internet and the streaming sites and all that. You know, are they going to? I mean, I know they probably still pay people to try to come up with new properties and see if they can make it into a series. The question is,
the question is really are there more Kingsman comic books that we haven't read yet?
Oh yeah,
or whatever. The thing with this one is that it knows how to confront its own misogyny and its own sort of white hero kind of thing that you get when you bring something to Kentucky, and all the first most powerful characters are all white men and white Americans who are sort of, so that's really the thing. And I love how Champagne's name, in order to mask Butch up Champagne's name, they call him Champ. Because and that's that's taking the Mickey out of it. That there we go. That's the whole thing with pushing the thing to its limit. And Poppy pushing her thing to the limit, and the president putting people in cages.
Well, yeah, that's another thing.
That's about something that's happening now, and so it pushes it to the limit. And so yeah, I'll push it to the limit. I'll give it 10 cages full of dancing druggies out of 10, and and just get the antidote, guys. Okay.
Get the antidote.
and also, all of y'all, you need to get the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Go to Narcotics Anonymous, get a sponsor, work a program, and stop trying to medicate yourself with all the drugs. Okay, that's me. And cool. Also, don't fall for everything in Glastonbury, I suppose.
All right. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Great action, fun story. What should I give it? Yeah, I'm gonna give it 10 colourful butterflies out of 10, which was the hallucinations of Galahad.
The older, yeah.
Senior.
The funny thing is that if you look at the way that Elton John was dressed, it was just exactly like his concert in like the Glastonbury concert, maybe like that year, like a few years ago. Anyway, and he looks like a butterfly.
Yeah.
Well,
Elton John doesn't dress like that anymore since the 70s.
No, I know.
But Poppy most probably wanted him to dress like that because it was all about nostalgia with her. Yeah, great movie, great acting from everybody. It's and spy movies will never die. they're like any genre of movie, sci-fi, horror, spy thrillers. They'll never die. They've been going on forever. You know,
Yeah.
from the 1930s, 40s, 50s, all this lot, they're still going strong.
Yeah.
They'll never die out. Some may be more successful than others, but as long as people enjoy them, they'll keep making them. So that's our little cast for the Golden Circle, Kingsman, the Golden Circle. Oh, clapperboard there now, eh? She's trying to put me off. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, guys, if you've seen the movie, let us know what you thought of it. If you liked it or you didn't like it, it doesn't matter to us as long as we know what you thought of it. Leave the comment below on the video. This is shared across all the social media platforms, so you'll be easy to find us. Geeks Assembled, and just leave a comment. As also, if you want to join us, leave a comment on a video. You've got plenty to choose from, so just say I would like to be on your casts and join you talking utter rubbish every week. All we ask is that you be 18 plus, because some things we watch and review or listen to, whatever it is, are 18 rated. So we like to be on the safe side of things. All you need is a working camera and microphone on the device you've got, and you're in. Also, as well, if you saunter off to our YouTube channel and like to subscribe and that lot, and press the bell notification button, you'll get notified when we put something up like this every time. Every twice a week maybe. So is that it, Susan?
Yeah. Yeah. The algorithm really only notices if you hit the like or dislike, so we don't care what you do, either thumbs up or thumbs down. Just definitely relate to us that way.
Yeah. We to be honest, we just like sitting down once a week making these videos because we like talking films and stuff like that and TV shows.
So much.
Yeah, some of our videos have got great viewing figures. Some of them haven't, but we don't mind because we're just having fun doing this.
Yeah.
That's us until next time. I can find the stop button, of course, because this is I think they've moved it as usual. There we go. Right. So until next time, guys, please be safe, and also in the movie, don't do drugs because you'll end up in the funny, dancy, crazy phase as they did in the movie. So until next time, bye for now.